Rod Spadinger. I have CF. I received a double lung liver transplant when I was 44 years old and 51 weeks. I'm now 50 years old. I'm originally from Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii, and I now live in Dallas, Texas because I had to move here to get that transplant.
My name is Joshua Bowder. I'm in Chiang Mai, Thailand. I'm the Vice President of CFS Worldwide. I have a daughter who's 4 years old with cystic fibrosis named Evangeline.
Okay, CFS Worldwide was started in June of 2020. Kind of neat how it started. It was in January of 2020 when I received a message from a girl in Chile with CF I didn't know anything of. She messaged me. She asked me if I had CF. I told her I did. She asked me if I lived in the US. I told her I did. Then she asked me if I could donate a vest to her. So I slept on it for maybe a couple of nights. I realized, what the heck? I have a vest here that I'm not using at my transplant. It's just sitting there. Why not give it to her? So I gave it to her, sent it to Florida, which went to Chile. I thought that was that. That was weird, but one-time thing. Must have been a month later. I got a message also from an unknown person. This was Muhammad in Lebanon. And he asked me the same questions. Then he asked, can you give me a vest? I thought, who is this? First of all, who are you? And why would anybody give a vest away? But I thought, what the heck? I'll put it out there. So I went on to Facebook and I said, Muhammad in Lebanon needs a vest. And must have been about 3 days later, Danny from Ohio said, I have a vest. I can give it to Muhammad. So I facilitated the transfer of the vest from Ohio to Lebanon. And that's how it started. I realized this can't be a coincidence. Two people out of the blue, unknown, contacting me with the same questions with the same need. And in June 2020, it became official. So our mission of CFS Worldwide is to give vests, these life-saving piece of equipment, to CF patients around the world. To date, we've donated 186 vests to CF patients in 46 countries. And we literally have dozens on the wait list.
When I met Rod, I had no idea what a vest was. I really had no idea what cystic fibrosis was, what it meant. And Rod, kind of informed me about everything that was going on and everything that they were doing. And I said, yeah, give me a vest. How do I get one? And I hounded Rod for a vest, trying to figure out how to get one into Thailand, how to get one over here. And Rod was just super helpful. I saw the need. I saw the hope that this vest was bringing me. I saw an accomplishment, a goal being met when I got that vest, and the hope that it brought to me, the encouragement that it was to me. I think it did more for us than it actually probably did for the CF and our daughter. When we got diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, our doctor told us, the first thing that she told us was that we need to prepare for a lung transplant when our daughter was 2 years old. I was scared and had no idea, and I thought that lung transplant meant that she was good for the rest of her life and that she has brand new lungs. And I was put in contact with Rod and started asking him all these hard questions about lung transplants and what it looks like, and was not happy that was our reality. The life expectancy after lung transplants is not where it should be, and that was very scary to me at 2 years old, thinking that my daughter needs a lung transplant. And Rod was there to help and answer questions, and I found out about vests. I had no idea, and after that I said, this is great, I want to be involved. And the partnership with Rod and I works great because Rod experiences CF in the first world and I experience CF in the third world. Our daughter has gone through so many things that all these people that we're helping go through. We know the struggle, we know what medicines are available, we know which medicines aren't available, we know all the things that we can't get because of our location. And it's even worse in some of these countries that we deal with. I think the reason that Rod chose me for CFS Worldwide is because I experience and I know how great of a hope that a vest can bring you. Because that's what our mission is about. It's about bringing hope to these people. A vest is great, but they're struggling with depression and with all these things that come with it, and just thinking that nobody cares. And we bring them this vest, and it shows that we care, that we love them, that we're right there with them. And the most important thing is that we can bring them hope. In Thailand, CF is still viewed as a white person disease. It's underdiagnosed. There's 3 places in Thailand where you can get diagnosed, but you have to get a referral to get diagnosed, or you have to pay 2 months' salary to get the sweat test to get diagnosed. Um, there's very little education. There's very little support. There's no CFF here. There's only 30 people who have CF. There's no help. There's no hope in Thailand. We don't have Toby. We don't have modulators. We don't have vests. We don't have very basic care. And, there's just so much that people don't understand in the first world about cystic fibrosis in the third world. And the people in the third world don't understand so much about cystic fibrosis because all that information is trapped in the first world in the English language.
Okay, a couple of CF patients come to mind who we've helped at CFS Worldwide. The first one, his name is Gautam. He lives in India. This was back in 2021, I believe. We found out about him, and we sent a vest over to him. That was during the first COVID emergency, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But just before the second COVID emergency in India, we sent them a portable oxygen concentrator. That was just something that we did. It got to him just before the second outbreak, which was tremendous timing, because when the second outbreak hit, even the hospitals were having a hard time getting oxygen to the patients. So if we didn't get that portable oxygen concentrator to Gotham in time, I don't know what he would have done. He would have had the metal tanks, would have had to go to hospitals, may or may not have gotten oxygen. And his lung function was pretty poor at the time, about 20%. So he'd have been in dire straits. What inspires me about this guy, Gotham, he's a genius. He works for a multinational company, a US-based company in India. Even though he was out working remotely, oxygen, all of this, essentially to save his life so that he has access to Trikafta, this company transferred him to the US. So Gotham now lives in the US working for that same company. If they didn't transfer him, he might not be with us. So that's the best success story we have for that.
In Thailand, we've met some really amazing people, and we've been able to give vests to some really amazing people over here. We met a mom, her name is Anne. She has a daughter named Nadi who has cystic fibrosis, and they're still doing suction over here, where every day, 3 or 4 times a day, you get a tube and you stick it down your child's throat and you bang on their chest for the manual percussion, and you suck all of the mucus out of their lungs. And we met this mom. She's a single mom with an 8-year-old daughter, and all her life she has been doing suction all by herself. And I asked her, how do you do that? And she said, you just do what you have to do. If you don't do it, your daughter's going to die. And what choice do I have? I just have to do my job. And it was just amazing to me, because I looked at her, and we met her and we brought her a vest, and I said, I hope this just helps improve your quality of life, because I know what a toll that's got to take on you. And I have a lot of respect for you being able to do that by yourself. It just is really incredible. And she's one of the strongest people that I know. And her daughter was just in the hospital this 2 weeks ago for 2 weeks. And I want to give a shout out to Jamie and Aaron Strong Backpack because they gave us the idea to send a backpack filled with all kinds of stuff for Nadi to play with. I mean, everybody knows how boring 2 weeks in the hospital is, and to be able to give them something to make that easier and to help her enjoy it. It was just incredible. She's 8 years old. She's been in the hospital, 10 times, and she's never had anything like that. And so it was just really amazing to do that.
A second, I'm thinking of a father that Josh and I both met. He's in Libya. His daughter is Nora. Her name is Nora. I believe she's 3 years old. He is so embedded in the CF community in Libya, although there is no CF community there. I believe he said there are 3 doctors in all of Libya who treat patients with CF, and maybe one in particular. And this father knows exactly how many dozens of CF patients are in Libya. He's going all in to advocate for CF patients when they aren't even known and there is no treatment. But we gave him and his daughter a vest. He's doing everything he can to reach out. to work with a doctor that he's seeing with his daughter, get him information so that that doctor can treat the other various dozens of CF patients in that country. So that father is an inspiration to me.
And then, it seems like from everything that I've experienced with CFS worldwide, it seems like the worst care is in Pakistan, and there's so many people in Pakistan who have cystic fibrosis, and I've been working with the family specifically, um, trying to help them in every way that I can, doing things that are outside of our mission. And I was even involved with them before I got involved with CFS Worldwide. And they have a vest, and they have medicines are available, but there's so many shortages, and they're trying to, like, when you don't have Creon, how do you eat? And there's shortages of Creon, and it just is so complicated to see these things, and to see a mom who had a daughter die of cystic fibrosis already and has another child who's 6 years old and weighs less than my 4-year-old daughter. It is just incredible to see. She's the cutest little girl, and they're struggling so hard to figure out how to get help, and nobody helps. And so we went back to the States, and all the medicine that we got, we just put it in a big box and we sent it to Pakistan. And it took 3 months to get there, but it got there. And it was, I imagine it was like Christmas Day when you're a little kid, just opening that package and seeing everything that was in there. And that kind of stuff, even little stuff, just sending a box of Toby, or sending something that, an aerobica, even that, like, that can mean the world to bring hope to somebody. And I really advocate for people in the CF community just to adopt a family. Just pick one family to adopt and see if there's any way that you can help. Because if you get involved in their life, yeah, they're going to be demanding, they're going to be upfront and probably rude. But the reality is their child is dying, and they have no idea how to help them. There's no education, there's no information, there's no medicine, there's no medical tools, there's nothing available to them. And the doctors there know less than you do as a CF parent. And there's just so much that needs to be done outside of the US and the Western world. And if every family, or even every other family, just was to adopt one person or one child or one family, it could go a long ways in the third world, in the international CF community.
I've mentioned before, we've donated 186 vests to CF patients in 47 countries, and those all come through donations. We're so fortunate to have the many donations to send the vests. Our turnover is incredible, it's constant. If we don't have vests donated to us, we can't help. We need funds as well, because we pay for the shipping of the donations that come into us. The shipping expense as much as maybe $46 to $100, and that comes out of pocket. We're a very small organization, very limited resources. Without funding, even if we have the vests, we're not able to send them out. So we really have twofold. And if you're not able to either give a vest or to help us with funding, just get the word out about us. That's all we need. On your social media pages, just do a shout out to CFS Worldwide. We're on Instagram at CFVWW, Facebook at CFS Worldwide. We're on Twitter as well. Just give a shout out. The more people know about us, the more awareness there is, more vests can come to us, the more people we can help. That's the best way you can help our mission to give vests to CF patients all over the world.